Once upon a time, there was a big flood that washed the earth clean. Afterward, all the people on earth spoke the same language. They found a nice, flat land called Shinar and decided to settle there. They lived together like one big family, understanding each other perfectly. One day, they had a big idea. They wanted to build a city with a very tall tower that reached the sky. They were excited to start and used bricks and sticky tar to build it. They worked together, passing bricks and mixing tar, and they laughed and dreamed about their tall tower. But then something unexpected happened. God looked down from heaven and saw what they were doing. He saw that they all spoke the same language and were working together on this big project. God thought that if they can do this, they might think they can do anything. He decided to mix things up a bit. Suddenly, when someone asked for a brick, they were given a shovel instead. When someone needed tar, they got water instead. It was like everyone started speaking in confusing ways, and they couldn't understand each other anymore. They were confused and frustrated, and they couldn't work together on the tower anymore. It was left unfinished. Because they couldn't understand each other, the people started to separate into smaller groups with those they could communicate with. These groups traveled to different places and found new lands to live in. They built new homes and learned new languages. Each group had its own language, and they couldn't understand each other anymore. They traveled far and wide, finding mountains, rivers, and forests in the new lands. They learned from the land and the animals and lived in their own special ways. In the end, the story of the Tower of Babel teaches us that we are not all-powerful and that God has plans we might not understand. God made us all different, with many languages and ways of living. This makes the world a more interesting place. When we learn to listen and understand each other, we create not just buildings, but friendships that make God happy.